This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow, I'll make it so. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow.
Aye?
Convince me. This ought to
Give me
tide
something to
you
do.
over.
Hello.
Why have I served? Our alliance binds me. Enable my revenge. Aid us in our plight. Spare the pleasantries. Convince me. Why have I surfaced? Aid us in our plight. Spare the pleasantries. Enable my revenge. Convince me. Enable my revenge. Spare the pleasantries. Why have I surfaced? Our alliance binds me. Aid us in our plight. Spare the pleasantries. Convince me. Why have I surfaced? Enable my revenge. Our tide is rising. In the depths, no one can hear you scream. Well, they can, but it's really muffled. I think I have swimmer's ear. This world will be mine, and I'll start with the swimming pools. No sink shall be safe from world domination. Aid us in our plight. By ebb and flow. Make it so. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. Convince me. Spare the pleasantries. Why have I surfaced? This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. Round them all. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Land-born scoundrel. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. Round them all. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. Aid us in our life. Enable my revenge. By ebb and flow. Land-born scoundrel. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Round them all. By
First
ebb and
blood.
flow.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Spare the tide. Enable my revenge. This ought to tide you over. Convince me. Aid us in our plight. Why have I surfaced? Spare the pleasantries. Why have I surfaced? Aid us in our plight. Enable my revenge. I'll make it so. Alliance binds me. Alliance binds me. Ebb and flow. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. I'll make it so. Bang. Ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Tide you over. Alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. I'll make it so. I'll make it so. Convince me. This ought to tide you over. Alliance binds me. Ebb and flow. Make it so. This ought to tide you over. Ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. Alliance binds me. I'll make it so. Scum. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. Round them all. This ought to tide you over. Alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Spare the pleasantries. Convince me. Why have I service? Ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Bang. Air.
Our brethren's town is under attack. Is under attack.
I'll make it so. Alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. Enable my revenge. Why have I surfaced? Spare
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Wait till you see me in
convince
action.
me. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Alliance binds me. Aid us in our plight. Convince me. Enable my revenge. Aid us in our plight. Make it so. Alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. By ebb and flow. Spare the pleasantries.
brethren's town is under attack.
And flow. Spare the pleasantries. I'll make it so. Why have I surfaced? Our alliance binds me, convince me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Our alliance.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
And flow. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. And flow. And flow. Aid us in our plight. Enable my revenge. Convince me. This ought to tide you over. Spare the pleasantries.
Our brethren's town is under
Aid
attack.
us in our plight. Enable my revenge. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. Scum. By ebb and flow. Bind me. This ought to tide you over.
Killing spree.
By ebb and flow. I'll make it so.
Dominating. Double kill.
Wait till you see me in action.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Aye?
Greetings, my lord.
The time. Our alliance
Our brethren's
binds
town
me.
is under attack.
I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Why have I surfaced? Convince me. This ought to tide you.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Make it so. Rage there. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you. Our alliance binds me. I'll
Our
make
brethren's
it so.
town is under attack.
Spare the pleasantries. Enable my revenge. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. Our alliance binds me. Round them all. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Aid us in our plight. Enable my revenge. Our alliance binds me. Spare the pleasantries. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds
Our brethren's
me.
town is under
I'll
attack.
make it so. This ought to tide you over. Ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Why have I surfaced? This ought to tide you over. Convince me. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. Aid us in our plight. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Scum. Fangs dead. By ebb and flow. binds me. Why have I surfaced? By ebb and flow, enable my revenge. This ought to
Double kill. Spare the pleasantries. Convince me.
Give me something to do.
By ebb and flow, our alliance binds me. Drown them all. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow, our alliance binds me. I'll make it so.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
This ought to tide you over. Binds me. I'll make it so. Convince me. Aid us in our plight. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. Thanks, dead. By ebb and flow.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
By ebb and flow, our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. Najata. Aid us in our plight. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow, our alliance binds me. This ought to make it so. By ebb and flow.
In submission.
Binds me. Enable my revenge. By ebb and flow. Convince me. Why have I suffered? Land-born scum. This ought to flow. Convince me. I'll make it so. Aid us in our plight. Why have I surfaced? Spare pleasantries. Enable my revenge. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so.
Welcome to our village.
Convince me. Enable my revenge. This ought to tide you over. Why have I surfaced? Aid us in our plight. Our alliance binds me.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
This ought to tide you over by ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. Spare the pleasantries by ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you by ebb and flow.
Our brethren's town is under
This ought
attack.
to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. Spare the pleasantries by ebb and flow.
Someone, and what do you want?
I'll make it so. Enable my revenge. Aid us in our plight. Our alliance binds me. Convince me. This ought to guide you round and flow. Convince me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Why have I surfaced? Thanks, dead. This ought to
My life for Nazul.
enable my revenge. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. This ought to tide you over. Right and flow. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. Spare the pleasantry. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. Why have I surfaced? Our alliance binds me. Convince me. By ebb and flow, our alliance binds me. This sort of tide you over. Enable my revenge. I'll make it so.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
This sort of tide you over. So, our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over, and old scum. I'll make it so. Fangs dead, round the wall. By ebb and flow, alliance binds me. Aid us in our plight. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow, I'll make
Our
it
brethren's
so.
town is under attack.
Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. Why have I surfaced? Our alliance binds me. Convince me. Spare the pleasantries. By ebb and flow. Aid us in our plight. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Name my revenge. By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow.
Double kill. Killing spree.
Greetings, my lord.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
I have I spare the pleasant. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. By ebb and flow. Convince me. Our alliance This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. Vanguard's dead. Landborn scum. Vanguard's dead. This ought to tide you over. Why have I served in our life? Landborn scum. Convince me. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. Spare the pleasantries. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Enable my revenge. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. This ought to tide you over. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. Flow. Our alliance binds me. Why have I served? Convince me. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Why have I
Greetings, my lord.
served? By ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. So, aid us in our plight. Enable my revenge. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow.
Welcome to our village.
Spare the pleasantries. Aid us in our plight. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Ebb and flow. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. Convince me. Make it so. Enable my revenge. This ought to tide you over. Round the make it so. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. Spare the pleasantries. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you binds me. Why have I surfaced? Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Vanguard's dead. This ought to tide you over. Enable my revenge. Our alliance binds me. Aid us in our plight. This ought to tide you over. Ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. Spare the pleasantries. Our alliance binds me. Spare the pleasantries. Enable my revenge. By ebb and flow. So, our alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. Alliance binds me. Therefore, scum my head. No, why have I surfaced? I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. Convince me. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds.
Under attack. Our brethren's town is under attack. Our brethren's town is under attack.
This ought to tide you over. I'll make it so. Our alliance binds me.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Spare the pleasantries. By ebb and flow.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
This ought to tide you over. Convince me.
Our brethren's town is under
Spare the
attack.
pleasantries. Our alliance binds me. I'll make it so. This ought to tide you over. Our alliance binds me. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. I'll make it so.
To your will.
Our alliance binds me. Convince me. This ought to I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. This ought to tide you
Greetings,
over.
my lord.
Why have I surfaced? Fangs bared. In outright, I'll make it so. By ebb and flow. Alliance binds me. This ought to tide you over. Eagles
What task is there?
Our
Yes.
brethren's town is under attack.
Yes, Lord. What task is there? Yes, Lord.
Our brethren's town is under attack. Our brethren's town is under attack.
What is your wish?